I am not a bird. I am not a bird.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Well, another day has passed and I've got my hands on well over 100 clips. It's really unbelievable. Guys, this is without even taking into consideration what's going on in Washington today. I've maybe come across 2 or 3 of those clips so far because I got my hands on these clips much earlier in the day. So you can only imagine the type of clips that will be coming out in the next couple of days with what's going on in Washington right now. All right, let's get into it, guys.
Let's make America use their brains again. I miss pre-Trump when being ignorant wasn't normal. What happened to having actual conversations? I can't even have a conversation with people that follow Trump because they literally don't read. They don't know how to read. They don't know how to listen. And if so, they think that I'm being mean by saying that. I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm being honest. You are not reading what I'm saying. You're not comprehending what I'm saying. And so you have the facts wrong. I don't know. That's not me trying to be mean. And yet they think that is, so then they just come back at you with trying to be mean. And it's like, I miss when people would use their brains.
You do realize that if an American president uses the American military on American citizens on American soil, he's declaring war on the American people. You understand that, right? And if Trump does that, if Trump uses the American military on American citizens on American soil, the American people will fight back against him. We'll have no choice but to fight back against him. You understand that, right?
Trump just invoked the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. Washington, D.C. is under federal control. He's going to deploy the military.
Cool story, bro. Comment reads, Maxwell clears Trump, move on. Then release the files. If Maxwell cleared Donald Trump of any wrongdoing, then release the files. There shouldn't be an issue then. Anyways, happy Friday.
Hey, good morning. Monday seems like a good day to remind you that nice guys don't tell you how nice they are and smart people don't tell you how fucking smart they are. Hope that helps.
Hey, MAGA, quick question. Why did Trump have all of that food incinerated? You know, all that food that was going to feed hungry children? I'm just curious, like dead serious. Why did he destroy all of that food? I'll wait for your answer.
I have beef with Trump and his supporters for a multitude, an infinite number of reasons, really. But one thing that will always stick with me, truly, to my core, was a couple years ago when we had to explain to Trump supporters that children were, in fact, not using litter boxes at school. And I think the reason that sticks with me so deeply is because I didn't know people could be that dumb. I guess I did, but I felt like anybody over the age of like 5 or 6 and below like maybe 85 in that range would know that that is the most insane, nonsensical thing that anybody could ever make up. And it actually caused turmoil within the Republican. Like, it was a talking point. They were like, don't vote for Democrats or they're going to put litter boxes in your kids' school bathrooms. They can't even get glue sticks. And you think that they're going to put litter boxes in there and clean them? Please. I have a cousin who tried to tell me that this was happening. And when I asked them for a source, a cited source, they sent me an article that the title was like, oh, kids are asking for litter boxes. But the actual article itself was debunking it. Who was that? Sorry. It was debunking it. It was like, yeah, this isn't real, that this is just like a thing that is made up. It was a clickbaity headline. And when I asked them, did you actually read this article? They said, yeah. And when I asked them again, they're like, I skimmed it. And I said, you didn't read it at all. So I can't be nice to people that believe that shit. Oh my God. I feel like there's a lot of moments of that like will stick with me forever, but that one, it's probably not even the craziest if I really think about it, but it will always stick with me.
Okay, so let's be clear right off the bat here. There's no Trump supporters that actually thought children were going to use litter boxes. I know this was the story that came out of a classroom. And this all had to do with a child that decided that he wanted to identify as a cat, and the teacher, because of the whole woke thing, the whole woke ideology, he didn't really know if he can deny identifying this child as a cat or not. He was actually scared for his own job, so he kind of went along with it. And then we started talking about it, saying it's getting to that point where a teacher feels that he has to back down to a child who wants to identify as a cat. We didn't actually think kids were using litter boxes in the classroom. I think you guys know that as well. But if you want to talk about things that are a little bit stupid that, you know, people fall for, I believe just recently, a good chunk of you guys actually thought that Donald Trump wanted to build a golden dome over the entire country in taxpayer dollars. You guys were actually confirming that you thought he wanted to build a gigantic like shell over the country. That's pretty idiotic right there. How about all the endless propaganda that you guys have fallen for with Trump over and over and over, such as how he's going to be a dictator on day one. Find people on both sides. It's going to be a bloodbath. There is endless amounts of clips of things that Donald Trump has said that has been cut short, and you guys don't even think to do the research on your own to see why did he say that? Why would he say that? And I mean, these video clips in their entirety are not hard to find. You can still find them today. But then even besides the shortened video clips, just when it came to his legal proceedings, don't you guys think there's something wrong with taking a misdemeanor, a one count of a misdemeanor, and all of a sudden it turned into 34 felony charges? You guys aren't even questioning how that happened. You only care that it happened. You guys are happy that you can call him a convicted felon. That's not going to be for much longer. That will be overturned. And then when it comes to E.G. and Carol, let's not even get started with that. The fact that you guys cannot see through any of this stuff is we are very well trained when it comes to seeing through propaganda. It does not seem like you guys are. So if you want to talk about intelligence, no, we did not actually think that there was going to be litter boxes put in children's classrooms, but you guys truly believed that Donald Trump was going to try and build a big old golden dome over the entire country. Come on now. You guys always like to boast about your education, but believe me, education does not always equal intelligence. And you guys seem to prove that every now and then.
I don't watch him on the news. I can't. I can only watch clips because it makes me too angry. So why did I decide to watch the live press conference? I don't know. Torturing myself somehow. How is this man the president of the United States? Besides the things that he's reading, nothing makes sense. He rattles on. He just lies and goes off on these tangents. Clearly is demented. Clearly. And delusional. Who watches that and thinks, there's my boy? I never again.
So what does it mean to be non-binary? I have a new definition I like. I am a man, and I am a woman. At every single moment of my life, I can be as much or as little of both of those things at the same time, just to the exact degree that suits me in the moment. It's a astonishing sort of freedom that I didn't even realize existed for 45 years.
God, I'm so mean on TikTok. Sometimes I look at my videos and I'm like, girl! I swear I'm not this mean in real life. I even have that in my bio in TikTok because I don't know what it is about TikTok. It just brings out the feral in me. None of the other platforms I'm like that. I'm not like that on any other platforms. I try. I do my best. I really do. Best. I do. It's just every time I open up this app.
I love this app because I post a video saying how it feels ominous to me going into a town or a room with strictly white people only, and the comment section just proves my point. It just validates everything I say. And it's like, oh, thanks for doing the work for me, guys.
I am at IKEA, and my wife will not let me buy a cafeteria tray. Explain yourself.
You don't need one?
The nerve, the audacity. Do I deserve a tray, guys? Let me know in the comments. And lots of abuse for this one.
Oh, you want to pray for me? And you support the arrogant pedo in the fucking White House? Keep my fucking name out of your goddamn thoughts and prayers, bitch. Okay? It actually makes my fucking stomach hurt to hear those fucking words come from somebody who is fucking still rallying behind this goddamn monster that is leading this goddamn country right now straight into fucking hell. Okay, so I absolutely do not need my goddamn name associated with whatever fucking God you think you're goddamn praying to, because it's not my God. Okay? Now listen, my God don't give a fuck about the spicy words that I use, and he could give a fuck when I say God damn it, because they're words. I'm not murdering children, or worse, trafficking them and getting away with it and running the country one day. Okay? So, for the love of fucking God, if you're following this administration still and just fucking still giving it a whole, stop telling people that you're gonna pray for them, because you're a fucking monster and you're praying to one too. I'm very okay with my spirituality. Listen, if you are a good person and you're following the original teachings of Jesus and you are, okay with immigrants and LGBTQIA and feed the sick and help the poor, yeah, all that, pray for me. I could use all the positive karmic energy I could get. But you motherfuckers who still got Trump in your mouth, fuck all the way off with my name in your prayers. Okay.
You know, no matter how many of these video clips I go through, sometimes I just have to sit back, really look at one of these clips, and it just amazes me that people like this, with this type of mentality, actually exist. She doesn't think there's anything wrong with her frame of thought. She believes that she's thinking and speaking nothing but pure truth, and that everybody else is all the crazy ones. There's nothing wrong with her. Her worldview is completely normal, and if you don't have the same worldview as her, there's something wrong with you. Now, she stresses on God quite a bit here, saying, God doesn't really care. She swears he uses his name in vain. I'm not even really going to get into it here, because I truly don't believe that you can be a liberal and a Christian at the same time. Or sorry, not to insult you liberals out there that think you're religious. I know you guys don't want to be called Christians. You just want to be called religious, I guess. It just seems in 2025 that you guys seem to have this knowledge about Jesus Christ than most people do. And this has only been the past few months, like when it comes to immigration now, Jesus was kind to all sorts of immigrants. Jesus was kind to everybody. That he was pretty much all pro LGBTQA+. I didn't even know that existed back then, but okay. Like, I'm used to you guys making up stories to fit your narrative, but now we're going back thousands of years and tweaking stories from way back then. Like, I know you guys like to change history, but you're really going back here. This is almost like time machine worthy. 2,000 years. And tweaking around history to fit your narrative once again. But what really gets my interest out of her argument here, again, completely blind, talking about how, Trump's making the country go to hell and whatnot. I don't know, she must have been sleeping the past 4 years. But when she's talking about child trafficking, none of you people on the left seem to have any form of a clue about what Trump has done to fight against child trafficking, even in his first term. They have already rescued thousands and thousands and thousands of children this year alone. But it's funny because you guys never, ever want to acknowledge over 300,000 missing children that Trump's still in the process of rescuing now. Over 300,000 missing children, all under the Biden administration. You guys don't question that at all. You guys just either pretend it's never happened, or you don't want to know the reality of what's behind all that. But let's be honest here, can any administration, and we're talking like, they have police, they have FBI, they have CIA, they have all these special forces. And could any administration truly be that incompetent to lose over 300,000 children? Nothing intentional going on there, no involvement whatsoever, their hands are clean? Okay, but tell you what, to all you liberals out there that have the same worldview as this lady here, if you need to lie to yourself or just pretend that things didn't happen and pretend that certain things are happening now, to try and make your worldview seem a little bit clearer, to make it seem like it's a little bit more normal and that you're not on the wrong side of history, it's only going to get you so far. But if that's getting you through sleeping through the night at this point in time, okay, well, power to you. But in the meantime, we all pray for you.
September 17th, Blackout Day. We are not doing anything. We are not shopping. We are not going to be going into a store even to think about buying a pack of gum. We are not doing anything on September 17th. We have to stick together. We have to be strong because Trump is destroying our country and we have to fight back. We have to show that we are in solidarity and we're not going to take it anymore. We have to be strong. September 17th. Hell yeah.
Bitch, fuck Donald Trump and fuck all you bitches that like him. All of y'all can jump in that stupid ass Gulf of America, bitch.
Does anyone else not watch anything the Orange Turd does live? Because, like right now, he's in a meeting, I'm cringing, with the Canadian president, and I just know he's going to do something stupid and embarrassing, and I think I still have PTSD from his meeting with Zelensky. Yikes. Yeah, I'm out. Can't watch.
Whenever you see the orange clown doing something absolutely insane, like deploying the National Guard into DC for literally no reason, you seriously just gotta think, oh my god, whatever is in those files must be so bad.
Ooh, what happened to the tolerant left?
Tolerant left? I gave that shit up in 2016. I've been an intolerant bitch for the last 9 years, thank you very much.
Everyone really needs to stop beating around the bush about this, but if you belong to the party that wants to enact federal legislation that would require teenagers to carry a pregnancy to term or undergo genital inspections before they can use the bathroom of their choice, then you're not the party of small government. You're the party of weirdos.
$500 million cut from vaccination funding. Congratulations, anti-vaxxers, you got your way. Just in case you didn't know this, the reason why your children are predominantly healthy is because all of the other kids around them are vaccinated. So when we eradicate illnesses by using vaccines, your children that are not vaccinated are safer. But when we don't have any vaccines anymore and no children are vaccinated, we're not going to have the same outcome. So congratulations. I hope that works out for you.
Yeah, so, I think I need to be clear about my feelings, my thoughts, and basically, I felt for a while now that there's been a civil war coming. And it's a civil war that MAGA wants. They've always been wanting this. This is why they don't care about, whether the president's a pedophile. They don't care about all the evil that is happening because they're behind it. They're complicit in it. And furthermore, they wanted it. They wanted this evil that's now permeating our country. And the brutality that they have shown, the only way to fight it back is with something more brutal, more sadistic, more inhumane. But it has to be directed and targeted and disciplined. And it's got to be targeted at them and them specifically. So we have to meet MAGA with a level of force and brutality and ruthlessness and sadism and just outright barbarism. It has to be so brutal and so vicious that for generations, not another human being will think of dehumanizing another. It has to be so brutal that even that thought popped in their brain makes them quiver in fear and their stomachs turn. We need to meet MAGA with a level of brutality that humanity will shun the idea of war ever again. And you know what? MAGA has earned the brutality that we should inflict upon them. We should no longer view them as humans. because they have ceded their humanity. They have chosen to be demons. And demons don't deserve empathy. Demons don't deserve quarter. Demons don't deserve the luxuries of the Geneva Convention. I think we need to take MAGA's brutality and inflict it on them twofold, threefold, exponentially. Maybe it's time we all get a little evil and bring that evil right to their doorstep.
Okay, I know you liberals love getting in front of cameras. You really love to do all your projection. You love to do all your virtue signaling. You love to like dish out all that fake bullshit empathy and just you like to cosplay. You guys like to do it quite a bit. This guy here though, I don't know how on earth you thought it was a good idea to hop in front of your camera whenever you did and hit the record button. And then even after you hit stop and reviewed your video before you posted it online, I don't know how you thought this was a good idea. All you have done is expose yourself for the truth of what you really are. You want to call MAGA demons. This coming from a liberal who's talking about, and vicious words too, right? He's talking about brutality, sadism. This is like literally at this point, it's almost incriminating because it looks premeditated almost what this guy's going with. He's talking about being barbaric, brutality, level of force, so that, you know, that they'll know to never try something like this again. Saying that we're not even humans, treat us inhumanely. Like, wow, there's even more than I can actually remember off the top of my head here. This guy is not doing too well. There's no other explanation as to why he thought it was a good idea to hit that record button and post this video online. I've seen some people put some stupid stuff online from the left. You guys really do a lot of dumb shit and record it and really think that you're putting like a powerful message out there, but you're really making yourself look like insane fools. But this guy here is just begging for the authorities to come knocking at his door. Majority of you other liberals out there that are actually quite progressive and have put some pretty daring things online. I mean, half of you guys will sit out there and feel comfortable threatening your president. You guys wouldn't even really stoop to this level here of the choice of words he's using because it sounds like ritualistic. It sounds like he gets joy thinking about this. I am, you know, questioning like if there's any skeletons in his closet. Literally. Like, I know we sit here on our side of the lens and we poke fun at you guys and we say that you guys are like delusional and that you guys are crazy and insane and all the rest of it, but I don't think there's actually one of you guys that are that far gone that you can watch this guy's video and say, holy shit, he's right. I gotta get my baseball bat and hammer some nails through it and go hunt down some MAGAs. I really don't think any of you guys have went off your rocker that far as of yet. At least I would hope not, because I know a lot of you out there are thinking, oh, MAGA wants a civil war. No, they don't want a civil war. MAGA's not a cult. MAGA's not Trump's personal army. Again, MAGA's not even about Trump at this point. You're looking at people that are true conservatives that have had, I guess you can look at it more like a political awakening. And once you're awake, you don't go back to sleep. Once you see something, it can't be unseen. This is a movement that's going to grow and grow and grow as time goes on. So for those of you that are actually out there thinking, well, once Trump's out of office, MAGA is going to fizzle out, or we can actually deal with MAGA ourselves. That's not the situation here. Nobody's looking for confrontation on a physical level. This is not the purpose of the movement. Again, it's more like a political awakening. Eyes have been opened. People can actually see the oppression that's been going on. And it's not just within the United States. It's not just within the West. It's the total authoritarian system worldwide. You see, for far too long, we've been living under the impression that we're free people, when in reality, we really weren't free. It was just more or less an illusion of freedom. You're free as long as you keep going to work. You're free as long as you keep paying your bills. It just seems like ever since 2020, and again, this is just gonna be my opinion here, YouTube, it really seems like there was a real strong overreach and a veil came off of several governments worldwide, left-leaning governments. The veil came off and the veil never went back on, but we were just told, don't believe your eyes, we will tell you what to think. The problem is, certain people that lean a little bit left, they're used to being told what to think. They're used to being told not to believe what their eyes are seeing. Now, normally, the way that the human brain works, as I just said, once you see something, you can't unsee it. It's getting a little bit frustrating though, because we are trying to show you guys something. Just like you guys say you've been trying to tell us all about Donald Trump. No, we've been trying to open up your eyes about several situations, even immigration. The open border was another piece of the puzzle. You guys just did not react at all the way that anybody with common sense should have. The right and the left have become very, very politically divided. Even on a worldview level, outside of politics, just the way that we all see the world have become very divided. It's not gonna work that way. We're gonna have to eventually meet a middle ground and come back together. We were a lot closer a little over 10 years ago. We're gonna have to kind of bring that back together, but the truth is, and I gotta be very honest with all you people out there on the left, you're not gonna get us to inch in on that side of the line. There's just too many things that are ideologically wrong with it. The worldview is just not common sense. It's not normal. I'm sorry to use the word, guys. It's just not normal. Woke messed up a lot of people. Again, completely failed agenda, failed experiment, but a lot of damage was done from it. So for those of you out there that actually still have some common sense left, I'm not talking about individuals like this guy here. This guy here wants to cosplay Game of Thrones on MAGA. I'm talking for those of you that actually still have some form of actual true critical thought out there. Open up your eyes, really look around you. Look at the past few years, detach your emotion and look at it analytically. Look at the past few years and look at what's going on now. Stop thinking, oh, this is evil, we're deporting everybody. Yes, this is what we do with illegal immigration. Illegal immigrants must go back home. They don't just get to come visit your country and move there. That's not how it works. A lot of you in the past few months claim to be patriots. Why don't you actually prove it? And for a change, put your country first. All right, guys, that's it for this one. If you guys are new to the channel and you're not subscribed as of yet, please consider doing so. If not, if you can like the video, share the video, or interact with it in one way or another, that'll be greatly appreciated. Of course, I still have one more clip lined up for you guys. And until the next video, have a good one, guys.
I want to speak directly to those who say, you're uselessly preaching to the choir. You'll never convert MAGA. Oh, this is more both sidesism. Let me be clear, I am not preaching to the choir because this is not a choral event. It is a battle, and the sides have been drawn, whether you like it or not. If you do not believe me, if you don't like that take, go talk to the legislators who are in the ground in Minnesota. Go talk to their family. Go talk to the people in cages in El Salvador or Florida. Go talk to the people whose lives and families are literally being torn apart by masked men every day in America. Go talk to the members of our military who served with their very lives and then are denied what is rightfully theirs by Trump. Go talk to the myriad people who have been fired from jobs that serve and protect lives in air traffic control and meteorology. The list goes on and on and on. We are in a battle for our very way of life. I did not choose it. I do not make it so. That is how it is. I speak in order for us to recognize what our side is about, to lay the contours of the battlefield and to galvanize and strengthen our conviction, to know it is true that there is such a thing as compassion, as empathy, as love, as a shared bond of humanity. And if that is not our central core as a people, as a society, as a nation, then we will become the worst of the worst. You can see it on the horizon. It is happening. So my blood boils. And trust me, MAGA hears, I may not convert them, but the list of threats and hate that I get proves they are listening. But no, the fundamental reason I speak, that I share my views and my passion, is to remind us all that we are out here. We are not alone in witnessing what we see, and that we have the power. Our power is our emotion, our belief in what is right. And if together we raise that up, we let it lift who we are and incorporate that feeling into our actions, we will win this battle. That is why I speak.